No! Ray!
What the hell is that? What? Why is there a blender in the sink?
Las neveras en Estados Unidos son enormes, pero todo tiene un porqué. Aquí tenemos la nevera.
Look how beautiful it is.
You're telling me that in America you only have one tap for hot and cold, huh?
Shut the fuck up. What is this, a commercial restaurant?
I think you could power a small army with the amount of plug sockets you have in a house in America.
How do you even turn this thing on? What if your hands get stuck in there and then you die?
I have never entered a room in England where they have a ceiling fan unless you have a lot of money. But me, the commoner, we're not going around people's houses and seeing ceiling fans every day.
And speaking of plug sockets, this is the most shocking thing in the house. What's this? There's one in the bathroom. You are asking to be electrocuted.
I am obsessed with the washers and dryers. In England, it's very rare to have a dryer.
Unlike you peasants in Britain who are only allowed to get it and they'll get slapped a fine if you try and use it.
If I ever go back to England and buy a house, I'm gonna have to get AC built in because
how big washing machines are.
They have food grinders in their sinks, just like the movies, to get...
There's only one tap, as in England there's two.
In houses in America, the washer and dryer is in a completely different room.
The doors are humongous here.
If there's something I miss from America, it's not having a ceiling fan and not having AC.
The sheer size on this kitchen is insane. The amount of cabinet space that you have.
Americans, there is something inside your home that the rest of the world cannot stop talking about. Not your landmarks, not your cities, not your food. Your home. The ordinary things you wake up to every single day without giving them a second thought. The fridge that makes its own ice. The machine that destroys food inside your sink. The closet that is bigger than some British bedrooms. The air that comes out of the floor and makes the whole house feel like heaven. To you, completely normal. To the rest of the world, the most extraordinary thing they have ever seen in their lives. Millions of foreigners, a great number of them British, have walked through the front door of an American home for the very first time. And nothing, absolutely nothing, prepared them for what was waiting inside. These are their real reactions. And by the time this video ends, you are never going to look at your home the same way again.
Let's turn on the lights. What the hell is that? What? Why is there a blender in the sink? This is not a sink, okay? These are the jaws of Cthulhu. What is the purpose of this? What, to scare me? Is that it? To scare foreigners? What actually is under here? Why is there like a working chainsaw under this sink? This is like a lawnmower, but like it kills you. Why would you need this? I'm never turning that on again.
I'm a Brit who lives in Florida, and here are some things inside of my home that you would not find inside of a typical British home. Starting off, we have this beauty. This is our AC control unit. Another beauty of mine is this amazing fan. Then we have AC. You can't beat the fan going in the summer. This right here, you can put your hands in it when it's not on. I'm gonna turn it on now and cover your ears because it's loud. Basically, that just disposes of any garbage, any food, anything that you've put down the sink, and yeah, it just gets all washed away. Something else in my American home that you typically wouldn't find in a normal standard British house is the amount of outlets, the amount of plug sockets in this house it's crazy.
I don't know if it's like all US homes.
I think it must be most of them. Yeah.
I think a lot of US homes have like garbage disposal in their sink. Like this one is called an incinerator, which is, by the way, a brilliant name, by the way. Anyone, whoever came up with that name, gold star. But you have an incinerator, right? So it's like a big, the drain hole in the sink is like, the sink hole's bigger than the UK sink holes, and you don't need a drain cover because like if any food gets down there, incinerate it, right? But because it's bigger and there's no cover, some things can fall in it. And the other day I was peeling a boiled egg, and the boiled egg fell right inside the drain hole. But yeah, that's a new thing.
I love it. I love the incinerator. Oh my god.
So sick. Like sick. I feel like I've heard garbage disposal before on like US television, but I never really deeped what it was.
Yeah.
Sick.
It's great.
Sick. Americans.
You guys, you did well.
Sometimes people ask me if everything really is bigger in the US. Let me show you something. Check this out. This is an American fridge and it's as big as my arms, and I'm 165, so I'm guessing this fridge is 2 meters. It's insane. I'll show you what's inside. So this is the freezer section. is so big. It looks like Aldi, and that's definitely at least 2 fridges in Germany. There's a scoop right here, and you have ice you can use for your drinks, so you never run out of it. That's very important. And then on the other side, we got a fridge, which is 4 times the size of a European fridge. Here we have a drinking aisle, some fruit. This is water built into the fridge, so every time you pour water in a glass, it refills it from here. Yeah, we have more space here and a lot of sauces. They're definitely ready for a barbecue, and some Hershey syrup, which is perfect for pancakes. Yeah, I would say the Americans are prepared.
What are you doing?
I'm showing people the fridge.
Why?
Because it's so huge.
Really?
Of course, this is the biggest fridge I've ever seen in my entire life. There's no fridge like this in Europe.
We're actually thinking of getting a bigger one.
A bigger one than this?
Yeah.
How is it possible?
There's always bigger.
There's so much space in it left. It's insane. Yes, everything is bigger in the US.
Why has no one invented a washer dryer that dries your clothes after it washes it in the same machine?
Someone has invented that already. This is what we all have in Europe. These all-in-one combination washer dryers. And they don't work. Like, at all. They take your wet clothes and they make them hot and wet. That's about all they accomplish. And they're all tiny, because they have to fit under a standard kitchen counter. Doesn't matter how big the house is, could be a mansion, this is all you're gonna find in there. And they are useless. In fact, this thing is so bad that this house has its own dedicated tumble dryer, which also doesn't work at all well. Anything you put in there, you gotta run through it twice, and at the end, you still gotta line dry it to get the last bits of moisture out. Probably because, again, the machine is too tiny, so it can't fluff and air out properly, and it doesn't vent to outside. It basically works like a big dehumidifier and has this condenser here that you gotta collect water in and dump it after every load. So, having used American washing machines and European washer dryers, I gotta tell you, bigger is better and separate units is better. That's just my personal experience, and that's probably why we don't have them in the USA.
This is what I find weird about America. How do I turn this fan off? How do I turn it off? Like, where's the switch?
And here is the thing. An American living in London right now had something very specific to say about life without all of this.
Living in a London flat, this has to be the biggest amenities I miss from living in an American house. A dryer. Is it too much to ask for a tumble dryer? We're really out here hanging stuff up like it's the 1800s, bro. Speaking of laundry, I miss a laundry room. My laundry room is the kitchen. Here's the kitchen. Then here's the washing machine in the kitchen. And then here's where you hang yourself up. Next up is kind of niche, I know, and that is a garbage disposal. Here in the UK, they don't have garbage disposals, bro. I remember I asked my British friend for a garbage disposal, and he said, mate, there's a bin outside. I said, no, a garbage disposal, and he did not know what I was talking about, bro. Me being a certified big bag, walk-in pantries. Most places in the UK are very small and compact, and you have to fit most of your stuff in little compartments like this. Most houses here in the UK don't have a basement. The basement for young kids growing up was the place to go to. You go to your friend's house, and you go straight to the basement, play Xbox, play video games, and you would get up to straight up antics in the basement, bro. And the last thing I miss is a yard. Yes, I know in the countryside there probably are yards, but in London there's none. That's it. That's all I got, bro. There's no peeing outside. I miss touching grass. That's all I got, man.
The rest of the world does not even know these things exist. And it only gets more unbelievable from here.
What is this propeller?
What? No, it's just a fan.
A fan?
Yeah.
That's so dangerous. What if it falls on top of you?
What do you? It's not gonna.
How
fall.
do you even turn this thing on?
Well, with those things, you see those.
That's so dangerous. What if your hands get stuck in there and then you die?
You're not gonna put your hands.
Why do you Americans not just open the normal, like a normal people open the window? Why do you install this propeller?
It's
this
not
suicidal propeller.
It's not a propeller. It's just.
You can die from this if this falls on the top of your head. You're dead.
But there's a table.
Dead.
There's a table.
Okay. Yeah, it falls like. What if you eat and then this propeller falls on top of you? You're tot.
It's not gonna fall.
It doesn't even give like natural air.
It's not gonna fall. You can't open.
And the lights under it, that's literally like death.
Can you not put your hands so close to
recipe.
Don't put your hands.
The light and the air together, tot. This is crazy.
You just don't put your hands so close.
I'm gonna remove this and I'm gonna open the windows.
No, please don't open the windows. Don't open the windows. No, there's mosquitoes. There's mosquitoes. Please don't. No.
Stop lifting.
No, don't. There's mosquitoes.
that a fucking walk-in freezer?
You should pull it.
It's a fridge and a freezer. Yeah.
You do the honors.
I don't even know how to open this. Shut the fuck up. What is this, a commercial restaurant? Yo, this is I have never seen a fridge this big.
So, I'm a British person staying in an American house, and I want to show you all the differences that I've noticed so far. Starting with the outside of the house, and first of all, there's this thing, which I can only assume is some sort of air conditioning device. Now, of course, in the UK, if there's one thing we do not need, it's air conditioning. It's cold enough. There is also this sort of dungeon trapdoor, which I am too scared to even touch. Right, okay, let's go inside. Now, for some reason, all American houses have like two doors. There's this see-through one, and then the actual door. Another huge difference with American houses are these things. Plug sockets. Yes, we do have them, but you guys have about 4 million. I think you could power a small army with the amount of plug sockets you have in a house in America. And speaking of plug sockets, this is the most shocking thing in the house. What's this? There's one in the bathroom. You are asking to be electrocuted. Now, American houses have indoor access to the garage. You can just access it from inside. In the UK, we have to go outside to go into the garage, which actually seems a little bit crazy. I'm currently stood in the kitchen. Notice anything missing? They don't keep their tumble dryer and washing machine in the kitchen. They keep them separate in a whole different room. Now, when you think of air conditioning or heating, I always think it's in the walls or in the ceiling. Not in America. They blow hot and cold air out of the floor. Okay, 2 more things, and then I promise I'm done. Their plugs look like this. 2 thin ends and a chunky round one. In the UK, they look like this. So basically, if you're from the UK, bring an adapter. And last but not least, most American houses are made of wood. So one strong gust of wind or a tiny little fire, and it is quite literally game over.
Things in American houses that are different to European houses. Walk-in wardrobes are pretty much a norm in American houses. They're pretty much in every single American house that I've seen. If you had a walk-in wardrobe in England, you'd be considered rich. Number 3, you have garages, but for your cars. There are obviously no cars in this garage right now, but you could fit 2 cars in here. This is what it looks like. And then this slides all the way up. So you have this button. If you press this, this whole door will slide all the way up. And that's how you get your car in and out. And you'd have like a little monitor on your car, like visor. You press it when you're about to come into the house and it'll open for you. That is definitely a very cool difference from American and European houses. Also, I feel a very obvious difference, but American houses have air conditioning, whereas in English houses would obviously have heating. American houses still do have heating, but it's mainly just air conditioning because of how hot America is.
And then there is this woman. She moved from America to England.
I'm an American living in England, and here's some things that are very different in British households compared to American ones. Okay, for outlets, obviously you plug whatever you're using in, but then you have to flick the switch down to turn it on so it will work. There have been so many times I've plugged my charger in but not flick the switch on so then my phone doesn't charge. Obviously, this is a shower with a shower door, but it only goes halfway. I gotta be totally honest, whoever designed this needs to go back to school because it's the dumbest thing ever. I don't understand why it doesn't go all the way across because it's actually kind of cold in there sometimes and the water gets all over the floor. This one is so cute to me, but in England, they don't have mailboxes. They have these little post things. I don't even know what they're called, but your mail comes through this. I'm in our bathroom, obviously, but one thing about bathrooms in England is there are no outlets to plug anything in. So if you want to dry your hair, curl your hair, whatever you want to do, you have to do that in your bedroom, which is so fucking annoying. In England, they don't believe in closets. You have to buy another piece of furniture, which is called a wardrobe. This right here is a wardrobe and it holds all of my clothes. Your girl just wants a walk-in closet. I'm still not over how small the refrigerator and freezers are, but one thing I really miss is having an ice machine. I'm sure you could obviously get a fridge with an ice machine, but most people don't have them. This is the best we can do with the ice, and honestly, they don't last long at all.
She grew up with all of it, and now she stands in a bathroom with no outlets wondering how she got here.
Hi, Australian here. Why don't we have garbage disposals? Is it just like an American thing that we can't have? I'd love a garbage disposal. But like, are they banned here? Did the invention just reach America and just stop everywhere else? Or is it like a universal thing that everyone has garbage disposals except for Australia? Or can you get a garbage disposal here? Because I will use it. I don't do the dishes because I don't want to touch the food in the sink. But if I had a garbage disposal, put it down the garbage. I want a garbage disposal. Every single American movie I watch. Oh, did you put it down the garbage disposal? Did you turn on the garbage disposal? Why are we missing out?
Las neveras en Estados Unidos son enormes, pero todo tiene un porqué. Aquí tenemos la nevera. El congelador. Pero ¿cómo no van a ser grandes si un zumo de manzana es de este tamaño? O la leche, o este pedazo botella de vino. Las bolsas de ensalada, también enormes. El maple syrup, enorme. No sé ni cómo se llama, pero este bote, lo enorme que es. Los potes de mayonesa. La mermelada. Las salsas, o sea, perdona, es que son enormes. El congelador. Estas pedazo bolsas de vegetales. Es que claro, ¿cómo te entra esto en un congelador normal de los de España, de los que se abren por abajo? Y normal que las neveras sean tan grandes porque aquí la mayoría de los productos son enormes. Y esta es muy grande, es la más grande que he visto en Estados Unidos. No es nada profunda. Cosa súper importante, ya que puedes llegar a los productos del fondo sin tener que congelarte la mano. Y déjame por los comentarios si también es tu sueño tener una nevera así de grande. Y sígueme para no perderte las historietas de una española viviendo en Estados Unidos. ¡Adeu!
Okay, so I've stayed now officially in my first home, proper home in America. And there's one thing that's kind of really, there's actually two things that have blown my mind. But this one is where there's like air vents in the house. Let me show you. Right, so see that up there? I'm going to say that's the AC. The amount of times that you guys would say to me, how on earth do you get cool in your house? And I was like, I just open a window. You know, that's my aircon. But I've got to tell you, it's genius. And I think it is brilliant. And I don't know why we don't have it in the UK. I mean, it'd be like 7:30 in the morning. I'm all stuffy and it's warm. And next thing I know, there's cool air coming down on me in the morning. And it just makes me feel comfortable again. So one of the best things that I've found coming to America is the fact that you do have AC in your homes. And now I want it. I don't think I can go back to my house and like, I've got to open a window and I can't control the temperature. This is going to be awful when I go back home. Opening my window and then I'm freezing cold, or I close the window and it's boiling hot. So having AC in your house, genius.
I'm a Brit living in America, and these are the things in my American house that you would not find in a British house. I didn't know this one was illegal in the UK until last week. Plug sockets in the bathroom. It means that I can put our toothbrush on charge, or if I want, I can curl my hair in the mirror and in the bathroom. You can't even have a light switches in the UK inside the bathroom. It has to be on the outside. I could not live without a plug socket in the bathroom. It makes such a difference. The next thing, which is one of my favorites, in fact, is this little thing right here. This is where we control our AC and our heating. So on a hot day, I can just turn the temperature down to whatever I want and it'll come out. I haven't seen many people in the UK have this, but it is a food dispenser where you chuck all your food in, you press the button and it'll all blend it and chuck it away. Something else that I find a bit crazy is how big washing machines are. They are literally, my mum said this, like double the size of the UK, and the dryers. They are so much bigger compared to the UK.
Right now, somewhere in England, someone is hanging their clothes up to dry because their washing machine is the size of a shoebox. Someone is burning their hands because they cannot mix hot and cold water from the same tap. Someone is paying £36 to wash 2 duvets at a laundromat. And you have all of this in your home right now. Drop the word America in the comments. Because what is coming next, Americans take for granted every single day. And the rest of the world is desperate to have it.
Why does every single American in existence have a fan on their ceiling? This is just the archetype of an American room, and I don't understand it because they always claim to have air conditioning. Most people in America have air conditioning. So why do you have a fan on your ceiling if you're already cooling down the room? Why is this a thing, and why are Americans so passionate about a ceiling fan? Because I have never entered a room in England where they have a ceiling fan unless you have a lot of money. If you have a lot of money, you'll have a ceiling fan. But me, the commoner, we're not going around people's houses and seeing ceiling fans every day. So why do Americans have such a passion behind ceiling fans? And it doesn't make sense to me. If you've got air conditioning, why do you need a ceiling fan? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you have a ceiling fan, because these are the questions that plague on my mind. Seriously, like, I need to know why a ceiling fan is so useful if you have air conditioning already. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. So do you have a ceiling?
The sheer size on this kitchen is insane. The amount of cabinet space that you have for anything you want. I have a whole cabinet for supplements and protein powder. Behind this door, number 2, we have a pantry. Boom, beautiful. This fridge freezer is massive. Most of them come with an ice dispenser and a water dispenser. We didn't need it because this came as standard. You will hardly ever see one of these in a British house. This is a dishwasher. I absolutely love to do the dishes, but sometimes dishwasher comes in handy. Moving on, once I've done the dishes, if there's remnants left in the sink, guess what? Mr. Incinerator will annihilate them. This isn't prevalent in any British house. I had never seen one of those until I came to America. If I'm cooking and it's hot in here, for example, and I want to open the window, well, guess what? I don't have to worry about any bugs coming in because there's a screen. And this is as standard on pretty much every house. Oh, and for people who said I need to decorate, well, there's this. This painting needs to go up on the wall. This painting needs to go up on the wall. This beautiful mirror needs to go up. All right, so we are now upstairs, and this is hugely something that I love about American houses is that 9 times out of 10, there is a separate space for the tumble dryer and the washing machine. And in most American homes, there's actually a separate room entirely, a laundry room where those are, and you can hang clothes, etc. The fact that in most bedrooms as well, there is a walk-in closet. And I think my favorite of all, last but not least, is the ensuite bathroom that is attached to pretty much every master bedroom. Bedroom, boom, master bath. Look at the beautiful. Oh. I say no more.
Hello, British guy who's been living in America for 8 years. One thing that always surprises me about America compared to the UK is how big the fridges are. Well, how big things in general are, but look at the size of this fridge in my house. There you go. Even the baby thinks it's big. So that's a fridge. And I think by American standards, this is like pretty small. But it's got all of this stuff. That's also quite rare in the UK. You've got, you know, a big situation in here. Got ample freezer space, the big ass ice maker. I mean, look, by American sizes, again, this isn't too big, but by British standards, I've had a lot of British friends and family come here and be like, this is a massive damn fridge. Is it that big?
And someone who left America and moved to Scotland had a very expensive lesson about what they left behind.
I have a grievance with living in Europe. Well, I'm in the UK, so technically I'm Europe adjacent. Brexit! But my grievance is with the appliances here, specifically the washing machines, and specifically because European washing machines are too damned small.
Seriously, this is the standard size here. They're designed to fit underneath a kitchen counter. Even the dishwasher is bigger than the washing machine. Smurfs would have difficulty doing their laundry in these things.
Now, I understand that the houses are smaller here, but I do think this is one place where you guys needed to figure out how to incorporate American-sized washers and dryers. But the European machines are more efficient. Well, there is a counter-argument to that doing multiple small things winds up using up more resources and costing you more money than just doing it all in once in one big batch. You know what? Let me just give you a direct example right now. I had 2 duvets that became soiled, or comforters if you're not fancy, but they did not fit in the washing machine because, again, the washing machines here are tiny. So I had to take them to the laundromat, or steamy, as they're referred to here in Scotland. There you go. All laundered and folded. Not too much of an inconvenience, right? Except 36 quid this cost to have laundered. And I'm not really annoyed by the expense because everything costs money these days. I'm annoyed that back in the States, I would just be able to shove it in my washing machine because the washing machines in the States can accept standard household items like one single blanket. And it was £36 cash only, no credit cards. Because money laundering! But on the upside, I was able to unload my old paper notes, which nobody else accepts. Well, if you don't like it, go home! Well, that's just the dumbest thing I've ever heard. If you don't like something, you don't go home. You complain about it on the internet. That's the way the world works.
Bigger is better. And America figured that out a long time ago.
Is it true you guys have different taps for hot and cold water? You're telling me that in America you only have one tap for hot and cold? Huh? What? This can't be a thing. This cannot be a thing. I thought everyone had two taps. You've got the colour red for the hot tap, you've got the colour blue for the cold tap. What? Got to be tricking me. You have to be tricking me.
So I'm a Brit that moved to America, and everyone's always like, do you like it? Do you prefer England? Why did you move? So I'm going to tell you the reasons why I love living here. AC. How did I live without AC? And how do my friends in England survive summer with a fan? I know it's not that hot all the time in England, okay? But the AC in the summer, if I ever go back to England and like buy a house, I'm going to have to get AC built in because I'm spoiled. I'm blaring it, I'm blasting it. It's like an iceberg in the summer, especially in New York. Like, I wouldn't survive without it. Now, I frequently feel sad for my friends in England that they've never had proper Mexican food. I've travelled around America, okay? The Mexican food, no. Unbelievable. Like, when I lived in England, obviously I season, I spice my food, right? So I'm used to taste, I'm used to that. But we don't have a variation, like a good variation, an authentic variation in it. I'm just gonna say that, don't be upset with me. Because I love my roast dinners, I love my salad cream, I love all of that, right? But the Mexican food in America, in New York, leaves me speechless. And that is another reason why I'm here.
Things that are different about my house in America versus my house that I grew up in England. Everything being open plan and basically one room versus all separate rooms. Ceiling fans. No post box on the front door. A garbage disposal. A washer and dryer being upstairs, not downstairs in the kitchen or the utility room. My bedroom actually having a wardrobe, but not only that, it's a walk-in wardrobe. Of the windows having screens on them, although I am thankful for this because of all the bugs. Having plug sockets next to the sink.
And then there is this woman. She moved from America to England and has one question she cannot stop asking.
I'm an American living in England, and I need to know why sinks in the UK don't have the nozzle that comes out of the tap. Like, this does not come off. When I wash the sink out, I have to like do this to rinse all the soap off the sides. And I don't get it. Our sink at our old house that we used to live in had a nozzle that came off, and so we want to get that for this, but it just made me think, why is this so common? I've seen so many sinks like this that don't have a nozzle that comes off so you can spray the sink out, and I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
She cannot even rinse her sink properly. In America, that has never been a problem in her life.
This is what I find weird about America. How do I turn this fan off? How do I turn it off? Like, where's the switch?
I'm a European living in an American house, and here are 3 things that are super normal in America, but I wish we had in Europe. First of all, an ice machine in every fridge. I wish it so bad that we had it, but we don't. Okay. Second of all, the basement. I feel like every American house has a basement like this. They're nice, they're big, you can store it so much things, and I wish European houses had those too. And the last thing that every American house has, in my opinion, is that all the rooms are connected. You can hang out there, you can hang out there, and you don't really have separate rooms with closing doors, etc., etc.
I just wanted to show you that this is my air conditioning, and I have got it running 24/7. Unlike you peasants in Britain who are only allowed to get it and will get slapped a fine if you try and use it. I've actually got 2. This is the one in my bedroom.
I'm a Brit living in Arkansas, and I've been living in Arkansas for 6 years now. There's one thing that I can never give up now. I can never ever give up since being here. and that is ice. We don't really do ice. Of course, we have fridges that, you know, produce ice and whatever like that, but it's the really long, thick ice. You know what rules? Sonic Nugget ice. Wonderful. I love it so much that I had to buy a dedicated nugget ice machine. Oh, just look. Look how beautiful it is. That's just so good. You guys need to grab one of these if you don't already. So sick.
Here are the things about American houses that I realized that just makes sense. They have food grinders in their sinks, just like the movies, to get rid of any leftover food. Watch this. It's also a standard feature that their sink taps come out and they can also change, look. So much better than touching wet, leftover food with your hands. One of the main lights on the switchboard can be dimmed, look at this. Yo, we need that. When I say they have ports everywhere, I mean everywhere. Even in the balcony, no cap. Even in the toilets if you want to charge anything. Oh, and a standard walk-in wardrobe in any room. This is my room. As you can see, I actually enjoyed getting ready here every single morning. Another room, another walk-in wardrobe. I don't think I've mentioned the extremely large size fridges. 2 massive doors that open, and then let me not even tell you about this freezer space. This is actually half the size of a UK fridge. I might just have to move out here.
And then there is Lewis. He went back to England after living in America and made a video from his kitchen next to his washing machine.
First of all, yeah, look how American I look. With a hat on, and now that I've grown my hair out. Yeah, America's rubbed off on me. I am going to take this off for a minute though. But now that I'm back in England, this is a video I've actually been wanting to do for a while. I'm going to show all of you the differences in my house in England that you will not see in a house in America. So the first one, right? I'm in my kitchen. Washer and dryer in the kitchen. Houses in America are so big, you have a whole room dedicated to doing your laundry. Not in England. Second thing, our outlets, plug sockets, yeah, have switches. I don't know why the plug sockets in America don't have switches. It just seems like a safety precaution. I don't know. These two things combine into one thing, but if there's something I miss from America, it's not having a ceiling fan and not having AC. But if I show all of you the weather outside right now, look at it. It's like 62 degrees and windy. So we don't need AC. It's August. Another thing, you walk into the bathroom, no outlets anywhere. No plug sockets. I was very surprised when I first went to America and saw plug sockets in the bathroom. Like, if you get any water in the plug socket, you're fucked. They're the main differences I can think of off the top of my head. If you know of any more, let me know in the comments and I'll do a part 2.
Same man, different country, completely different life.
Right, so the first difference we have in the house is the bug screens that are on every single door that leads to the outside. These, I've never seen these in England before, and I think they're a great way of keeping the bugs out, though I still do find them. The next one is the plug sockets in the bathroom. This really confused me. We do not have this at all in England. We might have a beard shaver, that's about it, but electric and water do not mix. These floor vents for the heating, I actually prefer these. They don't take up wall space. The ceiling fans to cool you down in the summer, they're great. This one is my favourite though. In our house, we are lucky enough to have a finished basement. I, however, have no idea what to do with this space. There's a little bar there, a door to the outside around the corner. Kids just playing it at the moment, but yeah, let me know.
The fridge that makes its own ice. The machine that destroys food in the sink. The closet bigger than a British bedroom. The air that comes out of the floor. Americans, you walk past all of this every single day without thinking twice. And the rest of the world is watching, taking notes, and wondering why they were not born here.